constituency on phone. He is a member of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. Good morning, Bwana Rutto. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us this morning. The main question people are asking is, as a member of the National Assembly, are you even concerned that you've not been recalled from recess to discuss a matter of national concern when the nation is at a paralysis like this?
Actually, so to say, our recess this time around is not any other recess, but a recess to engage on critical issues. We are discussing on budget. We are looking at finance bill, or with some of the proposals will end up also looking at the current, will be informed by the current challenges we are facing, looking at the expenditure side of the budget. So we are actually doing something about it, and we are looking at the expenditure, evaluating areas that could be compensated by the reduction and probably the future reduction in tax on fuels. So it's good to communicate to the country that we are not sitting idle, but we are actually looking on it. And it has come at the right time when we are evaluating our expenditures, the pressure on our expenditures. Which areas can we look so that we can intervene on it?
All right. Many people argue that if National Assembly was in session, this discussion about the taxation on every litre of fuel would be at the forefront, and probably that would make Kenyans or provide hope to Kenya that something can be done. The CSS are just talking about the international geopolitics. But don't you think that the problem is bigger than that, and that some of it can be solved locally?
The unfortunate threat part of it, or the story about it, is we are operating within a very tight fiscal space. Most of this is as a result of debt pressure that we are repaying that has shrunk our ordinary revenue. That has called for alternative ways of running the nation, especially the road sector, which is very critical in development of our economy. Most of the roads that have been started are stalled, but as we experience now, if you go around the country, you'll see contractors have reserved back to the roads, continue to complete. Why? Because of what we call securitization money that comes around from the fuel levy, the additional fuel levy. So any discussion about reduction means that we have to stop construction of the roads, probably now address the issue of lowering the cost of fuel, but again, we'll have not run away from the transport challenge. So it is something, it's a very thin line, a delicate line that we must balance. Already, VAT has been reduced by 8%. We are now struggling to see where to cover that particular reduction in revenue. It has to go back to either bending bills, or in avoidance of bending bills, is to safeguard any other expenditure where it is available to be reduced. Otherwise, already we are forcing a bending bill on the same because of the commitments.
Yes.
So we have a challenge now, stopping the infrastructure that is underway, especially on road sector, which is very critical for transport purpose, probably enable filling up our tanks, but at the same time, going back to carriage to repair and maintain our cars. So we have that challenge, potholes that have come. In fact, as even we are talking, this aspect of burning tires on the road, we are also worsening the situation because we are creating other potholes in the main arteries. So we need additional money that will have to come from the same fuel levy.
All right.
So we are not aiding anything, but we are worsening the situation.
And even as you speak, we continue witnessing some of these violent scenes on our streets in Nakuru, for example. You're seeing live pictures of people blocking roads and lighting bonfires. But what does it say about the flexibility of the National Assembly, Bwana Rutto? The fact that even the economy is being damaged by this continuous strike, people not going to work for a day or two. This problem could be short-term because probably EPRA will revise the price in about 30 or 28 days' time. But even for short-term relief, don't you think the National Assembly should be on standby and not necessarily wait for presidential direction to move?
We are expecting, in case of anything that is so critical that requires approval on the measures that are proposed, anytime the Speaker can gazette, anytime the leader of majority can call, not any other person as per the standing orders as credit.
It has not gotten to that level?
Minority to invite on that. If it has gone to that level that requires that. Otherwise, the rest of it will be just a political exercise where the real problem is far beyond our control. The real problem, as we've said, is an imported problem, which we also praying that the people, the warring nations there on the geopolitical and economical issue should consider it, ceasing it for the sake of importing countries like us.
What do you say?
Otherwise, what I'm saying is this: we don't have an option. We must either we stop the expenditure and address the fuel,
Okay.
We are in that delegate line.
Yes. What do you say to
Yes.
the criticism that the National Assembly is reluctant to do anything that the president has not directed it to do, and that you're waiting for the president to come back from his trip abroad so that the National Assembly can actually be jolted into action?
That is purely politics. That is purely politics. Because Parliament is an independent arm of government. The question is this, even as we discuss right now there, what options do you think, Fred, from where you are, that could be, that National Assembly can address in the aspect where I've given you, that the situation we are in is so delicate, is so unexpected, though, that we have to lower the price by removing taxes, removing additional remaining aid VAT, or removing the levies that have already been committed. Already we have works ongoing. Under securitization, we have contractors on the side, like Dontonyeru, that citizens are demonstrated the other time. The works are on the way. There are many other roads that the works are on the way on course. So to stop those works, and only ensure that the fuel price comes down for that purpose.
All right.
To solve those, I mean, it's a delicate issue that candidly we must speak about it without hiding, and we should be transparent about it, and stop putting politics around it. Like now, what Madagaru was saying. Madagaru was saying that because William is a Kalenjin, Moi was a Kalenjin, they are the cause of increase in prices. They were increasing prices last time during Uru time. You remember what Uru when he was saying that I'm not the cause, it was Russia and Ukraine. You know what Uru was saying when he was put under pressure. So it's not something that, I remember we don't manufacture oil, we don't have sources of oil in Kenya, we must import. So some of these issues are unprecedented, but we must also find a way. And already government has done a step by lowering VAT. I've also seen yesterday minister has made some move by also compensating the kerosene and diesel for that purpose. So these governments are very responsive government, but it has a limit, it has an elastic limit.
All right.
We cannot stress for political objectives.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Opportunities now are taking on this one. So can you tell me the goons on the way? Are they protesters? Are they demonstrators for the purpose of UN? Or they are goons?
All
they
right.
are political goons. The thieves, those who are looting properties. They are burning vehicles. I pity with my colleague, Honorable Paul Viego, whose truck was burned in Naivasha. That's because of what? Why are we destroying? Are we that employment that we are killing for the two guys who were in that track?
So you
that
think
supermarket
this
just destroyed. So I think we should separate politics from the real issues that are facing the country.
Right.
And issues are specific to each and every country. What happens in Uganda and Kenya? Not same.
And thank you for saying that we should, there's need to separate politics from these discussions.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Julius Rutto, MP, Kesses constituency, also a member of the Finance and Planning Committee, who's right deep in that discussion about the budget-making process. But Bonikwa, you hear the MP, member of the National Assembly, saying there's very little they can do at this point. Do you believe him? Does he sound genuine when they say there's very little they can do? Because if President Ruto comes back and says, okay, fine, we need to relook at this taxation regime,